So when horses are started, like young horses, they will go through a hobbling process to where they're just, you know, standing there with their front legs hobbled and just learn to relax. They can squeal, they can do whatever they want to, but they're going to kind of have to work against something that's trying to show them differently. And after they realize, okay, this ain't working, then they just relax. Well, that's what you want to do. You'd like to step off your horse, drop the rein on the ground, and go to the house and get a cold one and come back, and he's still there. But if he's never been taught that that's the best thing for him to do is to wait on us, as soon as you step off, they're gone. I'm going to see my buddies, you know. So it's all about just the foundation that gets applied to these horses. And once you apply the good foundation training in them, it sticks, it stays. So this horse is castrated. So right there, I asked real softly. Now I want that right front hoof to step back. So watch how quick he responds. Boom. So when I'm working the rope, sending that text message, if you would, that halter is rotating right and left over the bridge of his nose. And them bumpers are very much on the sensitive part. So some horses, you just wag your finger, they're backing up. Guy like him, oh no, he's ready for you to rasp on him a little bit. Okay, you got to keep rasping until he says, you know what, we don't need to do that anymore. I've changed my mind. All right, good. You know, I don't want to have to keep rasping. But I'll keep rasping because I have to get him to understand who's in authority here. Because a guy like him, if you don't, he's going to hurt you. So really what he's wanting to do now is he's wanting to lay down and roll. He's hot and he's sweaty. But he'll get to lay down and roll, but I want it to be on. See that shake he did then? He's itching. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to ask him to come to me now. So he started coming to me, he made a few steps and then he stopped. He was kind of like, Daddy, may I? And I said, yeah, you may, come on. So see how when he came to me with his head a lot lower. I'm not having to reach up here in the treetops to get this halter and lead rope. And right now his head's going down. He's like, oh man, I cannot wait till he takes this off. But I'm gonna hold him a little bit. He's itching. I'm gonna say it's not gonna kill you. Then I'm gonna step back. And allow him to do what he wants to do. So he's still looking at me, and I'll give him even some more room. I'll come over here and get out of his space. And there he goes. He's going to lay down and roll. He said, if you let me lay down and roll, he said, I promise I'll be good for at least 5 minutes. So now, if he looked at me as a predator, he would not lay down and roll. He would stay on his feet. But he knows I'm not a predator. So that's why he's comfortable to lay down and roll while I'm in this round pen. But if he was afraid of me, he would have ran over to the other side of that pen to get away from me. So as long as I was standing there, he was going to keep his 2 eyes on me. And that's what I wanted. So because he's doing what I'm asking to do, well, now I'm going to say, hey, I appreciate that. Let me get out of your way so you can do your thing now. And that was that right there. Laid out and scratch that itch because he's sweating, he's been working, and he can go over and he can eat. So as long as he does, as long as he's beside me and he's being attentive to what I'm asking him, it's all good. But as soon as he gets his eyes on him wanting to party at whoever's cost it may be, then we got to go back to disciplining him through that. Because if he's going to be in our presence, he's got to be safe. If he's not going to be safe, then he's either got to be shown, if you're going to be in our presence, this is what's expected of you, or you got to get out of here. So, you know, a guy doesn't have a problem with that, because that's how males interact. You know, with moms and females, they're nurturers. So they're wanting to talk him through this and love on him and find what's going on, and he's not looking for that. He's just got this excess juice in him. He's like, I don't want to do all this stuff. It's driving me crazy. So let me see what I can pick on, or let me see what chaos I can, you know, cause. So I'd like for him to take that energy and be good with it, not, you know, being disobedient. So even though he's eating, he's still keeping that left eye on me. Got both his ears, you know, pointed to me. And if I step over here, waving my hands, he moves his feet. If I start backing up, he gives me his two eyes. He didn't turn his butt around to me and start eating on that hay again. So if I step up over here and I put attention to that back end, he swung his hips away and then he brings his head up here. Now, so notice how when he put his head up here, when I'm doing like that, I like for that head to stay down. But at first, when I went to do this, he brought his head up. And the reason why he's bringing his head up is because he's still struggling with how he's been able to get by. And like, I think I can get the upper hand on you. So right away, I got to go in, I got to use my bicep. No, you can't. So I get over here and I'll say, hey, I know you want to be a good boy, you know. So if he turns his head away, you know, I'll come over here and I'll do this on him. Just stand still and be good, and I'll rub your eyes. Boy, they love to have their eyes cleaned. That's like Valentine's Day every day with a box of chocolates. So I'll do that, and then I'm gonna get out of his way. I'm gonna let him do his thing. I'm not gonna sit there and manhandle him a bunch, and it just aggravate him. You know, let him go over and pick let him go over and pick that hay up. So the key to this is getting in and getting done what needs to get done, and then getting out and being done with it and moving on to something else. But if I came in here and I did what I did, and I grinded on him for another 30 minutes, he's gonna hate me. He don't hate me right now. He's just like, oh, this guy, he knows his stuff. So I gotta pay attention. So when I'm working with him, I need others that are around me to be able to walk the same steps that I'm walking, so that he will respect them. Because he knows how I'm gonna roll. But if I have one of these other ladies step in and try to do something, and they're not walking the same way I am, he's gonna try to take advantage of them. Until they turn around and he's like, whoa, where'd you learn that at from? Well, Mr. Jeff showed me something. Oh, you've been talking with him again? So, you know, it's like what they say, it takes a community to raise up an individual, raise up a young people. So if everybody in the tribe is all walking to the same beat of the drum, they'll be in good shape.